Hello everybody who wants to learn Russian. My name is Veronika and I'm your Russian teacher. I'm super happy to see you here on my YouTube channel, Russian teacher Veronika, and I hope that you are ready to learn Russian because I start our Russian lesson, and today we will talk about a new, quite unique and unusual Russian verb, and this is стричь. Стричь. Even when you look at this Russian verb for the first time in your life, I think you can easily understand that it is unique. Why? Because even the infinitive form is quite unusual. Normally, Russian verbs, they have this ending t and soft sign t. For example, гулять, делать, любить, читать. But this Russian verb has absolutely different ending, ch and soft sign. So what is the problem? Is this specific Russian, sorry that my cat jumped. Is this a specific Russian thing or what is it? It's not an exception. We have such a group. It is not a very big group, but it exists, of these Russian verbs that has these endings ch and soft sign. So I will mention some of these verbs: стричь, печь, течь, мочь, and we have some others, of course. So now you know that not always Russian verbs, they have this ending t and soft sign. Sometimes you can meet this ch and soft sign. Okay, now we will move on to Russian conjugation. Here you must know one very interesting and important thing. You need to check whether this verb that you want to conjugate is perfective or imperfective. I talk about Russian verbal aspects, and why is it really important? It is important because if you talk about perfective verb aspects, these verbs, they do not have present tense. They have only past and future tenses in Russian language. And if we talk about стричь, it is imperfective verb aspect. It means that this verb has normal three tenses in Russian language. It has past, present, and future. So yes, now we will conjugate the Russian verb стричь in present tense in Russian language. So стричь infinitive. Я стригу. Я стригу. Ты стрижешь. Ты стрижешь. Он, она, оно стрижет. Он, она, оно стрижет. Мы стрижем. Мы стрижем. Вы стрижете. Вы стрижете. Они стригут. Они стригут. Now let's move on to examples. I know that you love this part of my Russian lessons, and here it is. Я никогда не стригу когти кошки. Я никогда не стригу когти кошки. Ты стрижешь газон 2 раза в неделю. Ты стрижешь газон 2 раза в неделю. Парикмахер стрижет клиентку. Парикмахер стрижет клиентку. Мужчина стрижет овец. Мужчина стрижет овец. Мы стрижем цветную бумагу ножницами, чтобы сделать гирлянду. Мы стрижем цветную бумагу ножницами, чтобы сделать гирлянду. Вы стрижете кусты, чтобы в саду было красиво. Вы стрижете кусты, чтобы в саду было красиво. Хозяева стригут собак летом, чтобы питомцам не было жарко. Хозяева стригут собак летом, чтобы питомцам не было жарко. So these were examples in present tense in Russian language, and past tense is super easy. Well, not super easy. It's quite exceptional. It was a joke. So you have the infinitive form стричь, and when you want to make past tense to form past tense in Russian language, normally you need to add this specific Russian suffix l, but not in this case. So in masculine, the form in past tense would be strig, strig. Yeah, but here again you need to know something about Russian devoicing. If you have this consonant g in the end of any Russian word, you need to pronounce it as a non-voiced consonant. So g transforms into k in the end of any Russian word. So we write strig, but we say strik, strik. Then feminine strigla, strigla, neuter strigla, strigla, and plural strigli, strigli. For example, here you can say девушка стригла лохматую собаку. Девушка стригла лохматую собаку. Yeah, okay. And if you want to form future tense, you add буду. So you say я буду стричь. Ты будешь стричь. Он будет стричь. Мы будем стричь. Вы будете стричь. Они будут стричь. So basically you change only the auxiliary verb. Here it is быть, and you do not touch the normal verb стричь. Yeah. I forgot to say in the beginning of this Russian lesson that if you talk about grass, you must be a little bit more careful and to think twice if you want to use this Russian verb. If the grass is not very tall or high, I always forget what should I use here, tall or high. If it is not very tall or high, you use the Russian verb стричь. But if the grass is very tall or high, you should, like this, yeah, you should use another verb, and it would be косить, косить. Yeah, so be very careful with this. And I wanted to give you also a list of cognates of this Russian verb. So we have the Russian noun стрижка, which means haircut. Then we have also the Russian bird стриж, стриж, and also it is the name of some model of Russian jets or planes and airplanes, I mean. Стриж, it is the bird that flies very fast, and стриж, it is the model of the airplane or air jet that flies super fast with a very high speed. And my dear Russian learners, as usually, I would like to thank my constant supporters. Their names are right here. These are people who support my channel and they donate to the development of my channel each month some money, and it means a lot to me because only this is the reason why this channel still exists, because nobody likes to work for free, obviously, and it gives me a lot of inspiration, and of course it gives me some extra money, which is good nowadays. And yes, if you also want to thank me for my Russian lessons or to support my channel, you can donate to my channel. You will find the links in the first comment below this video and in the description box. Many thanks for your support. Of course, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, write me a comment. This is a very good way for promoting my videos. Each like, each comment, each subscription, each new subscriber is precious. So many thanks for your attention. Many thanks that you spent time together with me learning Russian. And I hope that my Russian lessons are interesting and helpful in your Russian studies. And see you very soon. Увидимся скоро. Пока-пока!